Hey, Natasha Hazlett here, co-founder of Our Gathering Table. I want to welcome you to the 5-day Make More Friends Challenge. So excited to get started. I'm going to tell you how this challenge is going to work for the next 5 days. I'll tell you a little bit about myself, and then we're going to dive on into day number 1. And I'm calling today's lesson, It's Not Just You. All right, so how's this going to work? Well, it's a 5-day challenge. You're going to get a little video from me for the next 5 days. At the end of each video is a little challenge, a little action item for you to do. And if you take all the actions, watch all the trainings, I can pretty much guarantee you that you will make more friends. Easy peasy, right? Okay, so a little bit about me. So I told you, my name is Natasha Hazlett. I co-founded Our Gathering Table with my husband, Richard. We have been working together since 2006 in business. I'm originally from Greenwood, Mississippi, but spent most of my life in Memphis, Tennessee. I moved to Dallas, Texas for college and law school. I went to Southern Methodist University, so I am a lawyer by trade. Moved home to Memphis, met my husband. He got a wild hair and said, you know what? I think we should move to Boise, Idaho. I didn't know anyone in Boise, Idaho, but I was up for the challenge. So we left everything and everyone we knew and moved to Boise, Idaho, where we lived for 9 years. Our daughter was born there. And then I got pregnant with my twins. And so at the end of 2018, my husband and I decided that we needed to move closer to family. And so we moved back across the country. And instead of moving home to Memphis, we actually moved 3 hours east to Franklin, Tennessee, which is just about 30 miles south of Nashville. So that's where we are now. And so in addition to being a lawyer, I am an inspirational speaker. I'm an author. I wrote a book called Unstoppable Influence, Be You, Be Fearless, Transform Lives. I'm blessed that became an Amazon bestseller. And just last year, released my second book that I actually co-authored with 24 amazing women. It's called Free to Be Me, Break Through the Lies to Uncover the True You. In addition to that, my husband and I have a personal development training platform. It's called the Unstoppable Influence Academy. And so if you're watching this video, you are enjoying our Unstoppable Influence Academy training platform. So I hope that you love it. All right, so let's see. Anything else fun about me? I like to karaoke. I'm not very good at singing at all. Okay, I'm not good at all at singing, but that does not stop my enthusiasm. I absolutely love working with women. So since 2010, my husband and I have been helping women to get the clarity, confidence, and strategies that they need to boost their income and influence in the marketplace. We've helped women become authors and speakers and to become coaches. And that has been so much fun. And there's just nothing that I love more than inspiring and empowering women, which is why I'm so excited to be hosting this 5-day challenge for you. So let's get started. I told you that the name of this lesson was, It's Not Just You. Well, if you're here, it's because you are wanting to make more friends. And so maybe you're like I was just 6 months ago, which is you may be looking around going, man, where's my friend group? Where are my people? Like, where are my people that I want to do life with? I'm going to guess that if you're like me, it's not that you've never had a friend. You have had lots of friends. And you may even be like me where you were acquaintance stacking. You have tons of acquaintances. And maybe you had some friends, or maybe you still do have some friends that are deeper, but you're looking around and you're like, something has changed. Maybe you're feeling like I was just 6 months ago, feeling really lonely, maybe feeling isolated. And if that's how you have been feeling, girl, you're not alone. In fact, in May of 2023, the United States Surgeon General issued a report that declared that the United States had entered an epidemic of loneliness and isolation. It's a form of a mental health crisis. And not only that, it's not just the US, it's actually a global epidemic. So what has contributed to that? Well, there are, I believe, a lot of confounding factors, but I want to talk about a few just so you understand truly it's not just you. So first of all, there is technology. Technology has changed the way that we interact, right? So nowadays, I don't know about you, but I don't really go into the grocery store a lot anymore. I'm on my phone, picking what I want. I pull up the cart because I don't want to take my 3 kids to the grocery store. The nice gentleman or lady will put the groceries in my car. Done and done, right? Some of y'all not going clothes shopping anymore except for online. Click, click, click. The clothes magically appear at your front doorstep, right? We can basically buy anything that we want and it gets shipped to our front door or placed in our trunk for us. All right. So now we are really eliminating a lot of forms of traditional human interaction. Oh my gosh. Like if you don't want to go out, all you have to do is order food on your app and someone will leave it at your doorstep. Like you don't even have to open the door to talk to the person to get your food. They will literally just leave it on your doorstep. No problem. So we're seeing this lack of interaction, right? In addition, we've got social media, which is so interesting. It's supposed to be so social, but we're behind screens. Y'all, that's not how we were designed. We weren't designed to just be connected by screens, right? We need to be in-person community with one another. I believe we were divinely designed for connection. From the very beginning, science even supports that we were designed for connection. You can see, I remember there was a video of twins and one twin was almost near death. And they placed the second twin right next to the dying twin. And that little twin pinked up and ended up surviving. We were designed for connection with one another. Back in the caveman days, right? They went in tribes. There was safety in numbers. The herd of sheep come together and they go and they travel together, lest one sheep be lost and gone and picked off by a wolf, right? We were designed to be in connection for one another. And then, of course, the pandemic came in 2020. And more people felt more isolated than ever before. And we haven't recovered, y'all. We haven't recovered. The statistics are shocking at the number of women and men that are feeling lonely most or all of the time. There was a statistic that I think 45% of mothers with young children felt lonely most, if not all of the time. And there was a season where I was in that stat. So it's not just you. It's not just me. It's a big problem. But the good news is that we were designed for connection. It's innate within us. Okay. But I believe that we're going to have to kind of jumpstart this connection thing because we can get so into a rut of doing the same old thing. And so it's going to take some effort on our part. Now, there's one other reason why so many people find themselves feeling lonely, like they don't have their people. And it's big life transitions. For me, the big life transition was moving back across the country. Sure, I was moving back to my home state, but a brand new town. And that might be you. There are a lot of women that I've met through our gathering table that have come to us because of retirement. They've retired, and all of a sudden, all their friends were like friends from work. And so now they're in this new season, this new chapter of their life, and they're looking around and they feel like they're in need of a new friend group, more friends. Other people are coming to our gathering table because they're facing an empty nest. For years, they have been friends with the parents of their children's friends. And so now that the children are leaving the nest and they don't have all the school activities to go to, all of a sudden you're looking around like, what am I supposed to be doing with all my time? And like, who am I supposed to be hanging out with? Other people have come to our gathering table, and it's because they are navigating life during or after a divorce. When a marriage ends, a lot of times they're a couple, you had friends as a couple, and now that you're splitting, everything has gotten weird. Others have come as a result of loss. They've lost a spouse, they've lost children. They've lost parents, and all of a sudden with that, they found themselves feeling lonely and isolated. So there's so many different life transitions that can leave us in a place where we're looking around going, where are my people? I need my people. You know, for me, I remember that moment. There were several moments. There's actually months and months where honestly I was crying to my husband, like, why does everyone else have, like, they're all going places, they're going to girls' nights, they're going on trips, and I don't have that anymore. I had a friend group, and that's like most of us, we've all had friends. It's not like we've never had a friend, but we're in a different season, and we find ourselves in need of people to do life with locally. We probably all have a few people that we can call up if something major were to happen, but there's a difference when it comes down to who could we invite over if my house looks like a mess, if I'm still in my pajamas, if I've had a bad day and I haven't showered, haven't even brushed my teeth, and I just need a good cry. Do you have someone that can come over and be there for you? Well, I realized that I didn't have those people. And I remember that even though for, a couple of years, I mentioned it to my husband, I remember the one moment so clearly. It was last summer, and I was in our neighborhood pool. We moved to a very social neighborhood, one that had a lot of events, because I knew I wanted to be in connection with other people. I'm an extrovert. And so here I am. We've been here for 4.5 years. I go to the neighborhood pool and I'm looking around, and everyone's got their group. The kids have all got their groups. The parents have all got their groups. A couple of people waved to me from across the pool. Didn't invite me to come over with them. I was standing in the pool with my children around me, feeling so alone. And honestly, I tear up even just thinking about it, because it was that low point that I'll never forget. And I realized that I had to do something about it. Something had to change, because the reality is that for me to not have my cup filled means I'm not showing up for my husband or my kids as the very best version of myself. And so I decided from that moment on, I was going to go on an adventure to find my people. And so what did I do? Well, I put myself out there on social media. And I'm not saying you need to do this, but I put myself out there on social media and I said, that's it. I'm on an adventure to find my friends. Who wants to come along and watch? And so I started just doing some videos on Instagram. And Soon I decided to make a post into a Facebook group of local women. And I had like a little confessional of sorts. Hey, I'm a 44-year-old mom of 3 small kids, successful entrepreneur wife, and I don't have a friend group. And I want to meet people. Here's a little bit about me. I'm a writer. I love Jesus. I love karaoke, and I don't like exercising. Anyone want to hang out and go get coffee? And so I just put myself out there, and well, the rest, as they say, is history. But that brings me to the thing I want to share with you today. The little nugget for you that I believe is the beginning of making more friends. And that is this. It all starts with a decision. The word decision comes from the Latin word decidere, which means to literally cut off. So when we decide, we cut off all other options. All right. It's not the same thing as trying. I'm going to try to make friends. If you're trying, that means you're dabbling. It means that you're not really committed. I once read a quote that commitment is staying true to the thing that you said you were going to do long after the mood you set it in has left you. Man, that is so powerful. I'll say it again. Commitment is staying true to the thing you said you were going to do long after the mood you set it in has left you. That is what commitment is. And a decision is a commitment. It's a decision to cut off all the other options. And so I want to challenge you today to decide that you're going to find your people locally. You're going to cut off all the other options. And I would challenge you to take it even a step further and declare it. Say it out loud. No, you don't have to do it on super public social media in front of 40,000 people like I did. But to first of all, declare it now. Say it out loud where you are. I'm going to find my people in the next 12 months. I'm going to find my people in the next 12 months. Say it. Declare it. Words are so powerful. Words have the power to create. So decide, I'm going to find my people. I'm going to find 1 to 2. I'm going to have 1 to 2 budding friendships within the next 12 months. And declare it. And I would challenge you to declare it below this video. Let me know. Say, I'm committed to finding my people locally in the next 12 months. Do it. Let's celebrate you. And I'll see you in tomorrow's training.